So yesterday, I was flying from Utah to Calgary. The thing is, it's kind of hard to get from Utah to Calgary. So I had to fly from Utah to LAX, LAX to Denver, Denver to Calgary. I walk up to the plane and I have my backpack and my carry-on. And I walk up and they're like, no, you have to check your carry-on. And I'm like, are you serious, bro? Whatever. So I checked the carry-on, even though I could totally have brought it on the plane. It totally would have fit in the overhead. So I get on the plane, I check the luggage, I go to LAX, I'm sitting there from the LAX to Denver gate, and they say the flight is delayed in Denver. And I'm like, oh, great. I had a 40-minute layover in Denver, so any delay is pretty dangerous. Although I do check, and my gate is literally right beside, like, my connection is literally the gate beside me. So I'm like, fantastic, that'll work fine. And so I'm sitting there, and then I get a notification, delayed again. And the notification says it's landing at a time that is later than my takeoff for my flight home. And I realize I'm gonna miss my flight home to Calgary because I'm gonna be stuck in Denver. So I line up in line. There's like 7 people in the line to rebook their flights once this happens, right? And I'm hearing a lot of them are flying from LAX to Calgary through Denver. And so about 4 people ahead of me, they're like, so the next available flight is like 11 o'clock on Wednesday. And I'm like, absolutely not. I don't want to take that, but I guess if I have to take it, it's fine. And so I'm waiting and they're like, we'll book you for that. And then the next person, they're like, oh, the next available flight to Calgary is like 6 p.m. on Wednesday. And I'm like, okay. And then the next person, they're like, okay, so all of the flights on Wednesday are booked to Calgary, so I have to get you in on Thursday. And at this point, I'm like, absolutely fucking not. And so I use their digital agent because they're like, use their digital agent, it'll be faster. And so I messaged their digital agent and I'm like, hey, are there any flights that aren't through Denver that go to Calgary? And they're like, nope, nobody does that. And I'm like, I don't believe you, United. I think you're lying. And so I check, and there's an Alaska Airlines flight that goes from LAX to Seattle to Calgary. And I'm like, all right, I'm fucking booking that because I'm not going to get home 2 days later than I'm supposed to. And so I book that and I go up to the counter and I'm like, I need my checked luggage that was supposed to be a carry-on. And they're like, okay, sounds good. I will get it. I will put it in the system and they'll get it downstairs for you in 30 minutes. So I go downstairs. I talk to the guy at the baggage claim and I'm like, hey, they said it was going to be here. Which claim is it going to be at? And he checked and he's like, yeah, it went through. All right. It'll be at baggage claim 1. And I'm like, okay. So I wait 30 minutes and then I get a notification on my phone from United. Your luggage is on the way to Denver. And so I walk back up and I'm like, you said the luggage was going to get here, but it's not. And so the guy at the baggage claim 1 calls and he's like, hey, did you take this bag off? And they're like, no. And so he's like, yeah, you're not going to get your bag. And because you asked to get it off the plane, it won't ever end up in Calgary. In fact, it's just going to bounce between, it's going to go to Denver, and now it's going to come back to LAX because they think you missed your Denver flight. And I'm like, great. Well, I got to go a flight to catch, so I'm just going to go. And keep in mind, I have a very limited amount of pants that fit me, and I brought all of them. I'm forced to wear pajamas now until I get that luggage back. Because I don't have my luggage, and it gets worse. It gets worse because I get on my plane to Seattle, I land in Seattle, I get on my plane to Calgary, I get to Calgary, I go through customs, and I go to file a claim. And I go walk up to the United counter. This is like 4 hours later than I was supposed to arrive. I was supposed to arrive at like 9. It is now 1 a.m. And I walk up to the United counter and I say, hey, United didn't get my bag to Calgary. And he was like, who did you fly in with? And I'm like, well, I checked my bag with United and it's still on a United plane. I flew through Alaska Air, but it is through United. And they said in LAX that I have to get it through United. And he was like, no, you got to do it through Alaska. I'm going home. And he left. And so I stood there for another 30 minutes waiting for an Alaska Air person to come by. And a security guard walks up and he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm waiting for someone because my luggage didn't arrive. And he was like, Alaska Air doesn't have anyone tonight. Everyone went home. And I'm like, so how am I supposed to get my luggage? And he's like, I don't know. So I get home at like 2 a.m. No clothes. I mean, I woke up. I didn't have time to call customer service at United. Anyways, so I'm going to be wearing pajamas for the next couple of days because my luggage is either in Denver or in LA.